Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to Yikes. I just want to clarify a couple things before we start this episode. Alright, so we're in warfare, right? So I'm talking to an audience, right? But in reality, I'm shooting at specific people. And they know who they are. I don't have to talk about it. It is what it is. So, people showing their ass, you're gonna get what's coming to you. And when I'm talking about magic, alright, so you got white magic, this is me putting you first, so I'm giving you this information so that you can know, what people might be using against you. And then black magic would be me lying to you, me trying to get one over on you so that, I can grow and you don't have any idea, right? So lying would be a form of black magic. So to continue on, right? Talked about Selena. The reason why we know that Selena is the human form of Satan, the embodiment, right, is because her name, right, and her birthday. And if I were to say one thing, it's that you can change your name, but you cannot change your birthday. So your birthday is definitely special. Everybody's birthday is special to who they are. It's a projection of who you are. Alright, so to continue, I'm going to re-clarify again this image right here. So obviously, Coach is, expensive, higher class stuff, right? When taking this image, when modeling, she could have been posed, someone could have told her, hey, I want you to sit like this. I want you to wear this ring as a fashion statement, right? I want you to do blah, 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 blah. I want you to do this, right? Well, the general idea is for a high class, expensive, type of environment, you would be as proper as possible. And you can tell this is not exactly proper seating for a woman. So, with that being said, again, the ring could have been completely a fashion statement. And that's true for all of those. But we're going to continue talking about it. Same case for this. Billboard is the most famous, most popular music reference guide in the world at all times, basically. So Woman of the Year magazine cover, you would not imagine the Woman of the Year, sitting with her legs just wide open, right? You would imagine, especially being in such a high-class, expensive-looking environment in such a beautiful dress, you would imagine she would be sitting, more proper. But then, you also look at, she's wearing heels right here, In this, she is not wearing heels, right? So, Woman of the Year, this is someone you look up to, essentially. She took off her shoes, so you can sort of get the idea, the symbolism. The symbolic meaning of this is she wants you to know this is the shoes that she's walking in. She's taken her shoes off so that you can see exactly what she's talking about. And I'm pretty sure when she performed for Billboard or something, I forget. But at some point, she performed Fetish, and that's that pact, So, with that being said, we're going to continue on. This ring could have been a complete fashion statement, but if you look into her past, when she was 13, she had a purity ring, and she actually had it blessed, right? And then eventually when she had her relationship with Justin Bieber, she took it off. But if we continue, in 2009, 2010, she released her music naturally, which her music is one of the only ways that she can express herself, right? She's got a ring on in this outfit. She's got a ring on in this outfit and on both hands. And in this outfit and on both hands. So, that's not exactly a fashion statement. This is something that she wants you to see. She wants you to know that this is special and it's important to her. To to continue on, in 2011, she's got rings on both hands. And these are love songs, they're not just anything. They're love songs, right? These are more, you know, it looks more like fashion, but they're still rings. Same love song music video. Come and Get It in 2013. Handful of rings. This is a fashion statement, right? But because we know from her past, this is still an important subject for her. So, you know, handful of rings. It's obvious. We continue. I think This Is How I Want What It Wants in 2014. And, you know, black and white, you can tell she's going through something. And just a handful of rings, right? And then to finish off 2015, wedding ring, obvious, blatant, right in your face, fat wedding ring. So all through this time, from when she was 13 to when she was whatever, you know, she's always had this image of herself getting married. So with that being said, we can tell that even though she had to live this life, you know, making pacts with these people, she has still always wanted to be married. Because all throughout this time, she's been making the music. And she's been making these spells, right? So with that being said, if we go back to fetish again, she knows that these people lust over her for her beauty. And you can tell that it's probably a lot of people, because if she's sitting on the front of a magazine for Woman of the Year, sitting like this in such a high-class environment, there's a reason for it. It's not just her just saying, hey, like, here's me with my legs open. It's, you know, I've definitely been through something over the past, you know, since she was like, what, 17? Something, you know, in her life. She's been going through a lot. So, with that being said, there's probably a lot of people who sold their souls, right? Made this pact with her. So we're gonna look at one person just talking about it. And, yeah. So, here we go. It's Betrayed by Lil Xan. And I was gonna play the music, but you can listen to it. I like Lil Xan because if you listen to his story of where he got his name and stuff, he actually stands for a movement, essentially. So Xanax is a prescribed medication to people who have anxiety, right? But excuse me, sorry. It says right here, this is one of Lil Xan's most popular songs, and it focuses on his struggle with the use of Xanax. On the track, Xan talks about the girls that he's with, the drugs that he does, and the bad side effects of taking Xanax. So, if you look into like where he got his name from and stuff, apparently he lost somebody in his life to a Xanax overdose. And Xanax is, like I said, a prescribed drug that you can become very addicted to, and it actually sort of knocks the body out. So, like, I had some friends, right, and they were addicted. They had to take it every day. They would have, like, weird side effects if they didn't. And, like, just while we were just hanging out, they would just, you know, they would doze off. So, that is what Xanax does to you if you abuse it too much. But, we're gonna talk about his lyrics. I was gonna play the song for you, but I'm just gonna talk about it. The reason why we know that he sold his soul is because in his second line, right here, he says, I sold my soul for a good price. And then this is actually him talking about it. He says, I'm not a devil worshiper, so that gives you, you know, the first sign. people believe I sold my soul for a good price, you know, I'll leave that up for interpretation. I'll let the people think what they want to think. And then he says where he got Pop the Trunk from. And then he continues, he says, but the sold my soul, that shit's crazy. I'm gonna just let people keep guessing on that. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna let you not have to guess, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And just, you know, tell you what it is. Because he already exposed himself, essentially, so we're just gonna talk about it. So he says, I sold my soul for a good price, out of sight, so you don't really see it. And my hoe got talent right. Whole squad ran through that shit, yikes. So essentially, he's talking about Selena Gomez, right? So he made the pact with her. The whole squad did. So just about everybody who you are supposed to be looking up to, right? Our role models, right? You know, did this. This is why she's sitting here with her legs wide open, right? And, you know, just to continue. Yikes. But anyways, he tells you, like, what he does his business. He says, I did my business, damn. So you can tell he almost kind of regrets it. And you can tell that he did this because his voice is deeper and more raspy than a normal human, right? And then we continue, and he says, but I'm gonna bend it down, you know, do his business, right? And then he says, she gonna turn around, and then I'm gonna kick her out. She gonna talk that shit, but say how you make it up, how you fake the love. Holy son, I was the chosen one. I'm sipping out the grail, she don't kiss and tell. She keep my wishes well, I don't need her, well. So, just to, you know, go deeper into that. He's, in his ad-libs, he says, pew, pew, pew. So he's shooting shots at people, because people are not telling the truth. So he says, I'm gonna kick her out, she gonna talk that shit. But in reality, she kicked him out because in her Hands to Myself video, there's a roadmap to where she will, you know, meet the love of her life, which in reality is where she makes these pacts to people because her love hasn't come yet. So to continue, he says, I'm gonna kick her out, she gonna talk that shit, but in reality, she just continues to give love for the most part, right? She just tells you what it is. Then he says, how you make it up, how you fake the love, so how you lie. If you don't have love, right, if it's fake love, essentially it's a form of hatred, whether you want to admit it or not. So how you lie about it, how you hate about it. He says, Holy Son, I was the chosen one. So he's saying, like, she's waiting for the love of her life, right? So at this point in time, he was that, you know, he was the love of her life at that point in time. He was the chosen one. And then he continues, he says, I'm sipping out the grail, so I'm, you know, getting my rewards for this. And then he says, she don't kiss and tell, so she's not going to expose him. And then he says, she keep my wishes well, so he's happy that she doesn't expose him, right? And then he says, I don't need her, well. So that kind of almost lines up with damn, like you can tell he regrets this just a little bit, you know, just a tiny bit. And then also like with, you know, with him talking about the lyric, he says, you know, I'm gonna leave it up for interpretation. I'm gonna let people think what they want to think. So, you know, in conclusion, this is just one person out of, you know, could say thousands of people who have done this, right? But he's talking about it, he's honest about it. I'm not saying that all these people who did sell their soul are complete scumbags, but, you know, it's up for interpretation. I like Lausanne, he stands for something, and he's telling you the truth, so he's not really a bad guy. But, you know, whatever comes out of certain situations is what comes out of certain situations. You can't really control it. Most people don't have control over, you know, a majority of things that happen in life. So to end that off, you know, good episode, I guess. We're gonna continue on.